As you may know, you probably don't, I don't like Kendrick Lamar. However, I am not going to be biased out here like some of these people are on Twitter. So, we just learned that Not Like Us has officially fell off the charts. Fell off the charts. Allegedly so. So people came to question how the fuck did it fall off? It was if it was literally at number 23 last week. 23 to out of the top 100 makes no sense. It's been charting for over 52 weeks now, and it just fell off. And there's a reason behind it that I wasn't aware of, because it's a Billboard rule that apparently no one knew about, including me. A lot of people didn't know. I had to do some digging. I used some chat GPT. That's my research. I looked up a rule with Billboard that apparently, if it's called the 52 25 rule, where if a song charts on the Hot 100 for 52 weeks, it has to be above the 25 position or higher to be accounted for. Otherwise, it will fall off completely. Which, to me, at first, I thought was bizarre. But I guess though it's been a thing since 2012, and they do it so more artists can have more opportunities to chart on the Hot 100, which I guess makes sense. Like, imagine fucking Sabrina Carpenter's is there 24/7, or like Taylor Swift or The Weeknd with the song, and it's just there for like forever, because you know how some songs are, they just get streamed constantly, and they're always on the top 10, top 20, top 30. And without that rule, they would always be there, right? So I think that's kind of, I didn't know that. I'm not gonna sit here and be like that's dumb. It's been a thing for apparently over a decade, and I never knew this until now. So I mean, that's something. And people are thinking that's an excuse against Kendrick, though, because people want to really, really push this notion that he's bodying his streams. But it makes no sense, because the previous week, Not Like Us was at 23, which was higher than Kendrick's songs TVA, Squabble Up, and Peekaboo, which all of those were at lower positions than Not Like Us. So it wouldn't make sense. Theoretically, it would probably be in the top 30 right now, or maybe top 40, which is lower than 25, which is the reason why it fell off, because it's been on the charts for over 52 weeks. And that is a rule, the 52-25 rule. I didn't know that. They also have a rule with the top 50 and being over 30 weeks, I believe. So that's interesting. I didn't know about this, and a lot of people are over here thinking it's coping. They're like, oh, Kendra's clearly using bots. I've seen people will be like, oh, they stopped paying for the description of the bots and everything like that. That's funny. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, that's just not funny. It's funny, but it's not true. He's not botting, and if you think he's botting, then everyone's botting, because that's a fact. Every mainstream rapper bots. The labels all do. They see a song go viral, they'll put a little extra gasoline, they'll put more bots into it. It's normal. Every rapper bots. That's okay. Does he bot? Probably. Does Drake bot? Probably. Does Travis Scott bot? Yes. The Weeknd? Yes. Ariana Grande? Yes. They all do. That's normal. It's a normal thing. You just can't tell because they're already so massive that when they do bot, you can't tell. I mean, sometimes it's fucking obvious as shit, but you're already a massive artist. It's like, no one's gonna fucking notice. No one's gonna tell, and no one's gonna really care. I don't really care. That's just how the industry is. That's how labels do, and it is what it is. However, I do not like this notion of people thinking that he's botting when he's not. All right, he's just like, people think it's like an enormous amount of botting when that's just not the case. There's not an influx of bots. Not a just like a pullback of like no one's buying any more bots, therefore it fell off. No, apparently this rule has been a thing for over a decade, and I didn't believe it when I first heard about it on Twitter. I said, no way, this sounds like bullshit. I had to do some digging, and it's true. It's a Billboard rule, simply just to get more people more opportunities to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, which I guess makes sense, because the Hot 100 is just a charting system used in the US to track which songs are performing the best in terms of streams, um, airplay, uh, pure sales, all that stuff. And by those metrics, measured only in the US, determines who's going to be in those place of the charts. And Not Like Us, undoubtedly so, was an ultra mega hit. It is the longest charting rap song in history. That is a fact. That is a literal fact. You can go fact check me. That's a fact. And I just know it wasn't botted. It's not botted because the song, first off, was a fucking banger. It was a slapper, and it was a hit, and it was a diss track against the biggest artist in the world. It was literally all you needed for a viral song, and it blew the fuck up. Why? Good song, banger fucking song. It was a hit, and it was against the biggest artist in the world. It was a diss track. It literally had it all, and it was catchy as fuck. And again, I don't like Kendrick, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. The song was a fucking hit. It was a banger. When I heard it, I said, this song goes hard. I wish Kendrick could drop more songs like this. It's the reason why I like TV Off, because TV Off sounds very similar to Not Like Us, and it's just a banger, and undoubtedly so. If you think he really bought it Not Like Us, you're crazy. That song was everywhere. Everyone was playing it. Don't act like, oh, I heard no one playing that song. I mean, you're tripping if you don't think people were playing it. I barely leave my house, so I can't tell you people were playing it, but I saw it all over the internet. People were always playing it in clubs and all that stuff. People were always talking about it on Twitter. I still see people talking about the Drake and Kendrick beef to this day, and it's been over a year. That beef will never ever go away. People will always talk about it. Not Like Us will always, always, always be relevant. It literally will always be. Whether you like it or not, it was a timeless hit. I love Drake. Drake is my GOAT. However, I'm going to be objective and tell you that Not Like Us was undoubtedly a hit, and there's a reason why it went number one. What was that? When you drop a hit, banger, it's gonna go number one. And when you're a huge artist like Kendrick, like some people thinking this guy was an underground rapper before the Drake beef, which is fucking ludicrous to me. The guy was selling over 300,000 units first week of his albums without barely any promo, without features like that. So you're thinking he's an underground rapper or like this unknown commodity is even more crazy to me, because some people were treating him as such, and they're like, oh yeah, the Drake beef video elevated his career. It launched his career further. He went from a megastar to a super uber megastar now. It's like he was always a megastar, but now he's just an uber megastar. It's like, I already knew this about him. People want to discredit him. I'm not going to discredit him. I already knew who he was. I know a lot of his songs. I don't like his music. However, I'm not going to sit here and act like this guy's a nobody, because that's not true. That's a lie. That's cap. A lot of people know who this guy is. Whether you listen to him or not, you hate him, you love him, I don't care. But the truth is, this guy's a megastar, and he's not bodying his stuff, right? Well, he is bodying his stuff, but not to the degree some people were saying. Everyone bots their music. Let's keep it a buck. But to say song fell off the Hot 100 because they stopped paying for bots is crazy to me, because that's not true. The fact is that Billboard has the 52-25 rule. Just learned about it today. And that is the reason why I fell off the Hot 100. Just to give other artists opportunities to chart. Because if all the megastars were just charting, they would all be in the Hot 100 forever, and no one else would chart. Never thought about it like that. It makes sense. It really does make sense to me, because if all the megastars kept dropping, they would get all the streams and just be the whales of the Hot 100. And maybe 20 artists could chart uniquely, regularly, every single time. Maybe 20 without that rule. So I can understand the rule, and I appreciate it. So, you know what? Good job on Billboard for that. And people saying that he's buying his streams and stop paying for the subscriptions. You're wrong. However, that's a funny joke. I like the joke. You know, I know how people like to call them K-bots, the K-bot fans or whatever. That none of the plays are organic, which is even more crazy to me. But yeah, it's not fake, and that's the reason why he fell off the Hot 100. It's nothing like crazy as you think or anything shady. I thought it was something shady. It wasn't. It's just a rule Billboard has had over a decade, and people just need to get over it. It's not that big of a deal.